Hello there. How are you? We hope you're all fine. Rebecca and I are making this video for two purposes. And the first, you can see what's behind us here. We want to wish you all a wonderful holiday.
Yep, happy holidays to everybody. Wish I could see all of you more upfront and personal, but you do what you do, and 2020 is coming to an end.
It is, boy, it's been some year, and we've all worked very hard, and it's been extremely changing. Everything kept changing, and it's still changing. But despite that, and despite all of the stuff going on in general, you all have sold a lot of houses, and we think we're still going to finish the year ahead of last year overall, and that the Rivers Group collectively is still going to be in the top third of the top 500 broker groups in the country. So congratulations to you on your own successes, and we do appreciate how hard you've worked during this trying time.
Absolutely, and we miss everybody so much, not seeing everybody all the time.
Yeah, it's the honor of our life to be in business with you all. The second purpose of the call, though, was to talk about safety. I think you all know COVID is rearing its head all over the nation and in the world as well. And I want to talk to you about some numbers for you to keep in mind and keep the perspective as we enter 2021. Back in March 12th, the United States had 214 active cases. 1 month later, there were 31,928 cases. 1 month later in May, there were 24,242, a little dip. 1 month later, June 12th, it was down to 20,990 cases. Now, these are weekly cases, not the total. These are weekly cases. Then in July, it took off and went to 58,000 and change. In August, it was 53. In September, it was down to 50. And then in October, it went up to 127,000 cases. And now we are sitting on 209,000 cases in the United States in the last 7 days. These numbers are scary to me. It should be scary to all of us. I don't need to tell you how many people have died. We're 300,000 fellow Americans. ICUs are full all over the country, and we need to pay attention to following the best practices here. This is a very dangerous time period with this COVID. And I want to remind you that the forecast for Florida is more cases than the national average, more deaths, and more infections. The CDC and the WHO, their simple recommendations are to wash your hands frequently, to be sure you wear a face cover around people, and to social distance. More to home, the Florida Department of Health current advocate statement, their current policy is for all of us to practice social distancing, to wash your hands frequently, particularly when you've been outside, but even indoors, to wash your hands more than you normally do, to wear cloth face coverings, specifically 2-layered cloth face coverings when you're around others or out in public, and to not touch your face until you've washed your hands thoroughly, and to cover, obviously, your face when you're sneezing or coughing. We need you to do this. We have agents in all of our offices who've been affected by COVID. We have agents who've been sick. We have agents who have lost family members to COVID. My own sister spent almost 2 months with COVID, and we could have lost her. She's my older sister, and I was very worried about her, but thankfully she's recovered. The issue is not whether you get COVID and recover or die. The issue is you can get COVID or even a very mild case of COVID and have lingering effects. Right now, there are science reports that are showing damage to the heart, damage to the lungs, the brain, the legs, the liver, the kidneys. This is outside of the breathing problems with the lungs. This is ongoing down the road for months, and no one knows how long yet. We did have a young man in the FSU Florida basketball game collapse on the court. He had tested positive for COVID, and there's a great deal of fear that the reason he collapsed was myocarditis, which is one of the known after effects of having COVID. And this young man is sitting in Tallahassee Memorial Hospital fighting for his life right now. So we ask all of you to pay attention to these safety recommendations. Cases in Duval and Leon County this past week are going up. They went down in this past week in Bay and Clay County, but Bay and Clay County had deaths go up. So there's a cycle to this of new cases and then more deaths, and we're in different counties, but these cycles are happening here with us. So please have a wonderful holiday, but please pay attention to these guidelines, and especially when you're in the office. We need you to be the role model for the people in our organizations and for our clients, customers, and vendors. Together, we'll all get through this okay, and hopefully we'll all get vaccinated, and that'll help take COVID and get rid of it.
Yep, so happy holidays, but just make sure, don't forget to wear your mask.
Thank you, guys.